Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to the post-draft edition of Oilers Fan Reaction. We are going to talk about the winners, we're going to talk about the losers, and we're going to talk about more specifically what the Oilers did or didn't do as far as making a splash at the trade deadline. Now, they did make two trades. We're going to talk about those. And we saw in the game against Montreal that the trade has already paid off with Max Jones. Obviously, Trent Friedrich is weeks away. I thought he'd be ready to go the next week, but apparently he's a little farther along than I thought he was. Anywho's, Oilers did make a trade pre-deadline for Wallman from Detroit. I thought it was going to be Petrov going the other way. If in fact, though, it was not, it was Berglund, which is a better deal for the Oilers. He will play tonight against Dallas. Also, he'll play tomorrow night against us. I keep thinking it's like... So anyways, also, speaking of Dallas, they traded away a lot to get Mikko Rantanen from Carolina. Let's dive into the winners, the losers, and the god-awful in-betweeners. Ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, we're going to get into the winners, we're going to get into the losers, we're going to get into the god-awful in-betweeners. The winners of the trade deadline, in my humble opinion, are the Dallas Stars, the Florida Panthers. The losers of the trade deadline, the Vegas Golden Knights, the LA Kings, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the ones that are playoff teams and didn't do shite. Winnipeg kind of made themselves a little better, not overly. But the biggest trades, as I saw it, Mikko Rantanen going to Dallas for Logan Stankoven, two first-round picks, and 2 third-round picks. Now, there was chatter that the Toronto Maple Leafs were involved in the Mikko Rantanen deal. He was. Carolina wanted Cowan, Mitchin, Marner, 2 first-round picks. Basically, Carolina wanted to stick it to the Maple Leafs. You want Rantanen? You're giving us a lot back. In saying that as well, the Oilers were in on Rantanen as well. The deal with Rantanen would have been 2 first rounds, Savoy, Boaki. I'm just checking my notes to make sure I'm correct here. Savoy, Boaki, 2 first rounds, and Draisaitl. Carolina. Smoking that good stuff down there. Anywho's. Glad the Oilers didn't make that trade. Also, Florida got their guy in Brad Marchand for a 2027 second-round conditional draft pick. That's not a bad haul for Florida. They got Jones. They got... what's his nuts? Brad Marchand. I'm not seeing the bad in all that, to be completely frank and honest. I just don't see them being a good playoff team. They're going to play Tampa first round. Tampa's going to kind of steamroll them. Vasilevsky factor. Colorado got Brock Nelson and William Defoe from the Islanders for Shillington and Colin Ritchie, which the Islanders then traded Shillington for future considerations. So I'm not a fan of what Colorado did. You can say, well, they got beefier, they got better. No, their goaltending's still going to be the disappointment of the year. Like I said, Winnipeg got Tanev and Winnipeg got somebody else. Shen. Not Braden Shen, Luke Shen for a 2007 second-round pick. Not bad. Ottawa and Buffalo, that trade kind of shocked but didn't shock. It didn't surprise me. I think Ottawa got away pretty cleanly with this. Obviously, you had to get rid of Josh Norris, which was a locker room guy, best friends with Brady Tkachuk, your captain, part of that American Express team that they have in Ottawa. But you got Dylan freaking Cousins. What are we doing? Like, Dylan Cousins? All right. He's not hurt. He hits well. He can score. He might be that piece that puts you into the playoffs and helps you get out of round one against Washington. Whereas Josh Norris, and unfortunately going the other way with Ottawa and Josh Norris, is Jacob Bernard Docker, JBD, for those that follow the Ottawa Senators. Good glue guy, good defenseman, just, again, up and down, not sure what you're going to get, and you needed to get Dylan Cousins, so you had to throw him in, not just Norris. Norris for Cousins, I think Buffalo says no all day, every day, because Josh Norris is injury prone. I don't think he's had a healthy year in the last 5. Anyways, Toronto does make the trade for Brandon Carlo. They also brought in Lawton from Philadelphia. They end up getting rid of Fraser Minten. So instead of going to Carolina, Minten goes to Boston and a 2006 conditional first-round pick and a fourth-round pick in 2025. The reason why the first-round pick was thrown in there was so that Boston could retain 15% salary. Now that you got it good in that front, let's talk about the front of the Oilers. Now, there were 2 trades, obviously. Wallman and Friedrich, Max Jones, Peter Hauser, all coming to Edmonton. And here's the graphic for you there. Now, like I said, I was told it was going to be Petrov until I was told Petrov's going to the KHL. Regardless what team he's going to, he could be going to the biggest cup contender in the world, but because he's an AHL guy, he doesn't want to play for anybody next year unless he's on the NHL club, which I still think he's a year, possibly 2 away. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. So, again, here we are. Jake Wallman for a conditional first, and Carl Berglund. Not bad. I can't wait to see what Wallman brings. Yes, everybody's saying, well, Detroit got rid of him. Yeah, Yzerman's an idiot. Great player. Don't get me wrong. Yzerman's a really good hockey player. Not so much of a GM. He's made some questionable follow the Yzer plan, as they say in Detroit. Just like Toronto had the Shanna plan, right? How'd that work out for you, Toronto? Anywhoosies, I think getting Wallman is going to open up a lot on the defensive side for the Oilers. He can play left. He can play right. He can play both sides of the line, and I think he's going to be the hitter, the moving puck-moving defenseman that the Oilers have been needing with Nurse. I think if you put him with Nurse, now Nurse can be free to do what Nurse does. He'll cover up that. Kulak can be slotted down to the third pair with either Stetcher or Emberson, kind of calm that down a little bit, because I think that's what Emberson or Stetcher needs. They need that calming veteran influence that Kulak brings. And, of course, the trade that was well before the trade deadline. We already seen benefits and dividends from Max Jones against Montreal last night, or the other night. Great pickup. Assist, what a pass. Assist, a couple of hits, beneficial. So Trent Friedrich, again, he's 50% retained from New Jersey and 25% retained from Boston. So Trent Friedrich is going to be 75% retained for the Oilers, making about $570K. Guys, playoffs and him are going to be amazing. And all we lost, let's be honest, a 2025 second-round pick from St. Louis, a 26 fourth-round pick, Max Wagner. Oilers didn't lose that trade at all. Oilers won that trade. Now, the reason why I have this face, if you guys notice, I'm kind of like, looks like I got a resting bitch face. It's Comments like this. Comments like this. And I will... I hope somebody in here knows this person. Derek Nepasak. Oilers needed a big game goalie. We had big game goalies in the past, but who contributed in the push? Guys who came in to prove themselves worthy. Ranford, Joseph, Rolson. All guys who had nothing to prove to themselves. Skinner has the job already. He's comfortable. That doesn't make for improvement. You're an idiot. You have no idea what it means. It makes for mediocrity. No, it doesn't. Again, clown face, clown face. That's what we have. Skinner is a fan of greatness. Not part of it. He proved that last year in the finals. No shutdown mode for that guy. So you're saying that because the Oilers only scored 1 goal in Game 7, that's on Stuart Skinner? His best pro-level hockey only shows up 4th or 5th game. The rest of the time he's controlling the outcome of the game, but in the wrong way, forcing the team to react to his poor play, emptying the tank on our top lines to score 4 or 5 goals for a chance to win. You're an idiot. A lot of the reason why the Oilers are down 4 or 5 goals is because the defense couldn't play defense, or we have a forward named Draisaitl, McDavid, Janmark, Kapanen, Hopkins, Hyman, giving the puck away at the blue lines and just being lazy. Mark my words, it'll cost us in the mid-rounds of this run, and we won't win with this goaltending. Extremely poor asset management decisions by an overrated management group over the past couple seasons. Disappointing. Dude, you know what's disappointing? You're disappointing. I'm disappointed to be an Oiler fan associated with you. I can't put it any more blunter. The Oilers went out and tried to get Demko today. The Oilers went and tried to get Markstrom from New Jersey. They even tried to go get a winger for Draisaitl in Brock Besser. Vancouver said, we're not trading you. We're not trading with you. Are you kidding? The trade would have looked pretty for both teams. They would have benefited. Both teams would have came out golden. I promise you. But Vancouver's not willing to trade with the divisional opponent. I understand it. I get it. Especially with them thinking that they're still a playoff team. Hey, standings say they are. So I'm not arguing. They don't want to sell and hurt their chances. They already did that with JT Miller. But for fans to go out and blatantly be that stupid and make those type of comments rattles me. It's just like, do you know nothing about nothing? The Oilers don't have assets. They don't have cap space. And what big-name goalie do you want to go after? You better make sure that goalie is willing to re-sign in Edmonton. You better make sure that goalie either has a term left, and I mean term like 2-3 years, or is willing to re-sign a long-term deal to stay in Edmonton. This team will be a playoff contender. This team will be a cup contender. This team will be better moving forward. Now that they know what they have, now that they know that there's nobody coming in to replace anybody, they know that the other teams have made their moves, they can't improve. Now we know who we're playing against. Now we know what we're up against. Now we turn the wheels and start greasing it and racking up the W's. And honestly, I think it starts against Dallas, the next game, tomorrow night. I think it starts against Dallas. I think that this team now has to get comfortable in the suck. You have to get comfortable in the suck that is going to be the final 20 games of the regular season. You got to get comfortable in the suck. It's not going to be fun. Every night you're going up against an opponent that A, either wants to knock you out of your playoff position, or B, put themselves into a playoff position. So it's going to suck. These next 20 games are going to be rough on the boys. Your blood pressure will go up. Your blood pressure will go down. Let's just hope we come out of it in first place in the Pacific Division. And in saying that, in doing that, that is what my prediction, excuse me, my prediction is. I don't think you guys fully grasp, fully understand what I'm saying here. I'm saying my prediction. And here it is. I'm going to show you guys this. And I'm going to show you guys how I feel about it. Like, this is me and my thought processes. Here you are. Jets, Stars, Oilers, Avalanche, Knights, Kings, Wild, Canucks. That's what I think the West is going to look like. Capitals, Panthers, Lightning, Maple Leafs, Hurricanes, Senators, Blue Jackets, Canadiens in the East. No Jersey. I think Jersey had a chance to get a haul from the Oilers for Markstrom, and it was a missed opportunity. You have a number one goalie in Markstrom that would look good in Oilers colors. Again, does he want to come back to Alberta? Does he want to play for the Oilers after he played for Calgary? That's to be determined. So anyways, guys, that is my post-draft kind of breakdown. I give the Oilers an overall a B. Again, nothing spectacular. They didn't swing for the fences. They didn't have to. We've got Kane coming back. We got Friedrich coming into the lineup. When he's healthy, he's going to come in the lineup, make a big impact. What does that mean? Max Jones looks like he might be here to stay. Max Jones will be here to stay. Friedrichs comes in. Kane comes in. That's three forwards getting out. Who are those three forwards? Kapanen? Janmark? Arvidsson? And then you've got the choices. Derek Ryan's going to be on your playoff roster. Matthew Savoy's going to be on your playoff roster. Noah Phillips going to be on your playoff roster. And I'm not even talking about the back end with Wallman yet. So on the back end, you've got Nurse, you've got Wallman, you've got Bouchard, you've got Ekholm, you've got Stetcher, you've got Klingberg, you've got Emberson. That's a lot on the back end fighting for 6 spots. I think the playoff roster is going to be Nurse, Ekholm, Bouchard, Bouchard, Wallman, Kulak. Could be possibly Klingberg, but I think Stetcher and Emberson are going to be that 6th and 7th defenseman. And in goal, you have what you have. Stuart Skinner and you have Calvin Pickard. It may not be pretty, guys, and the wins may not look like they deserve to win, but this team is going to win more than they lose down the stretch. And yes, Stuart Skinner's going to let in 1 soft goal a game. Just deal with it. Just deal with it. Like, there's no sense in bitching about it. If this management team has a problem with it in the offseason, they'll address it. If that is still going to be a problem with this Oilers team and they don't advance where they think they should advance to in the playoffs, they'll address it in the offseason. And we'll have a new number one goalie making $11 million, $10 million, $9 million, $8 million. Pick a number that's way higher than Stuart Skinner's going to get. And we're going to lose forwards up front. Pick your poison, guys. Do you want the stud forward, the stud defenseman, or the number one top-notch goalie? You can't have all three. Not in this day and age in society. Not if you're a Canadian team. I shall preface that. Not if you're a Canadian team in a Canadian market. Anyways, guys, my name's Matt. See you in the next one. Oilers do play. Now it's moving into March 9th. Sorry, March 8th, man. Can we just go and restart the whole day? We're moving into March 8th now. The Oilers play tonight against Dallas. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Mikko Rantanen will be in the lineup. This will be the 4th time or 3rd time we've played him. We played him when he was in Colorado. We played him when he was in Carolina. Now we get to play him when he's in Dallas. Hey, traveling man this year. Anyways, you guys enjoy the day. We'll see you in the next one. Doses.